Hi everybody! Today I am taking you on an antique shopping extravaganza to one of the larger antique markets here in our area. The venue is called Three Speckled Hens, and they've been highly acclaimed, gosh, nationwide for probably, I think this is their 15th year. They do two shows, one in October, one in April. This is not my typical swap meet or flea market adventure. This is one of those bougie curated events where you're gonna find the good stuff, but you're usually gonna pay a price for it. As you know, I'm bougie on a budget, so I'm not tremendously hopeful to bring anything home today, but I love to look at beautiful things, and this is always a beautiful event. Anyway, let's go look at some pretty things. So what can I tell you about this event? 80% of each of the booths' contents were supposed to be vintage or antique, with the remaining 20% being newer products. I'm not sure how strictly they follow that because I did see a lot of newer products in some of the booths. I like to go to these events to take a pulse on what's popular and trending in the resale world. So looking around, I didn't see that much vintage jewelry. Of the jewelry that I did see, there seemed to be quite a bit of religious jewelry, things like rosaries and the small wrist prayer bead sort of things. There was a lot of religious statuary and artwork as well. I didn't see any particular style overshadow the others, but there were some standout trends to take note of. Seems to be that the chippy, shabby chic style of furniture and decor with natural elements was a very common thread. Lots of wood, plants, garden themes, lots of leather and fringe. Oh, I love that spider, but it was $86, so I put it back. I don't know if it was just our area in particular, but there was a lot of Western leather, fringe, equestrian themes, which I'm not sad about at all. Lots of textiles, quilts, embroidery, crewel, needlepoint, handkerchiefs, original paintings, lots of vintage clothing featuring real soft prints, natural fabrics. Milk glass is always going to be popular, but I've noticed that the prices have come down quite a bit. But there was quite a bit of colored glass, different Depression glass era pieces in greens and pinks and blues. Like this booth right here had a lot of more modern stuff in it. Lots of plants. I love to see all the plants in there. As far as things that were absent, it doesn't seem that primitive style is around very much anymore. Along with the industrial style, there's not a whole lot of caged lights anymore. And the cold warehouse feel was completely absent. Surprisingly, there was not very much mid-century modern. I know that is still popular in a lot of places, but this venue had more just warmer, cozier, homier feel type things. Oh, this is funny. This is the henpecked husbands area. So when the guys got tired, they would come and sit here. Made me laugh. The other thing, there's not a whole lot of signage. You don't see a whole lot of decor that has words on it. Missing also were things like fiesta ware and kitschy type items. I didn't see a whole lot of. I did like that necklace right there, but it was also very expensive. So I'm just gonna let you kind of take a look. More horse things. That disappeared really quickly. I almost bought it. It was only $10, but I went back to get it and it was gone. This lady had her aunt's, I can't remember if it was her great aunt. Anyway, she had a lot of hats. Those made me so sad. They destroyed all that glasswork to do these recycled or repurposed pieces. They did have a lot of repurposed items at this venue as well. Those were cute little glasses and lots of paperweight, colorful glass. I tell you, colorful glasses is in. More religious statuary. And then this guy had a lot of knives and equestrian type things. Not a whole lot of dark furniture, but the dark furniture that I saw was gorgeous. But that just doesn't seem to sell well right now. Pretty glass. Native American jewelry always is very popular in our area. And all these little horses, and there were a couple of booths that were just strictly equestrian leather, lots of leather purses. I thought that Roy Rogers purse was really cute. Lots of boots, both new and vintage. I mean, there were just walls and walls of boots. But like I said, I'm not sure if that's our area or if that's kind of widespread throughout. Really love these purses, but they were pretty expensive. And I have a lot of purses, so this was a cute set. More equestrian theme. I love those old ribbons. They wanted $8 a ribbon for those. I'd really like the hutches filled with the glass too. Beautiful green glass. I would have to say that greens, blues, and pinks were probably the most popular colors. These sets are beautiful. The one on the right, those earrings are Carnegie. And then these, I didn't know who they belonged to. I almost bought that set, but I just decided not to. Love this little bench with those pillows. And I almost bought this too. It was so cute. But I just don't really have a need for it. Surprisingly, there was a lot of silver. Not that I would want to polish it. Oh, and this. Oh my gosh, I want this. Perfect for storing jewelry in. I did not end up getting that little set of drawers. I think they wanted $85 for it, and that was just more than I wanted to spend. Those urns were, I wanted to say either $1,400 or $1,800. Can't remember, but I thought they were beautiful, but no thank you. Oh, the lavender. You could smell that lavender clear across the room. Everybody needs a bathtub full of lavender, right? This booth had a lot of antique and vintage jewelry, but once again, the prices were just a little bit too high for me. Now, all of these were new. I don't know. In fact, this entire booth was very new.
Is like in her 80s and puts on makeup and pink lipstick, and she's a looker too. I said, Joanne, do you want that hat? She said, yes, I do. And she had a hat. She's got her hat on her.
No, she has great hats. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the sweetest?
It's like a little flapper hat.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
The event wasn't nearly as large as I remember it being when I used to come years ago, but I think the pandemic kind of took its toll. They're building it back up again. Still, it's beautiful. And I did manage to find a couple of things. A lot of things were above my price range. A lot of things were overpriced, but I'll show you what I got. I bought 3 things. I'm going to show you those, and then I'm going to show you a couple of repairs that I've started on. The first thing I bought was this lovely brooch. I do not know who made that. It has a stone that was replaced. I'm going to try to see if I can find another stone that matches these better. These are really, really pale amethyst, and this is just kind of a bright amethyst. But look at how big that stone is. Really pretty. But this was the exciting thing. This is a bubble necklace, and I am not sure where or how old this is or where it originates from. I believe all of this is celluloid, and I'm thinking it's probably from the 40s, but I have to double check on that. Now, and I think the chain is also celluloid. I'm not positive. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on this. Fun necklace. It does need a clasp. It actually has a hook on it, but the chain is not really long enough. I don't know if it is long enough to be a necklace. I'll probably have to add some chain of some kind to it and maybe put a different clasp on it. So that's the bubble necklace. This right here is an older Trifari. I believe it is an Alfred Philippe, and it has the matching earrings. This is what they call the honeycomb pattern. You can see that it's got like a hexagonal, is that a word? Yeah, hexagonal, a hexagon shaped pattern to it. We've got the clip-on earrings that are marked Trifari, and then the necklace. It does have a little bit of wear on it. I was very hesitant to buy it, but you don't often find this set with the earrings, so I did. So I got this one, and this was $20. Then I saw this piece, and immediately I thought, oh, that's something special. And of course, flipped it over, saw the figure 8 puddling and the pin stop and the fang prongs on the pieces that have the figure 8 puddling. So I knew immediately that was Juliana. Gorgeous piece. Look at these molded glass. I don't know if you can see those molded glass stones very well, but they're so pretty. It's not missing anything up here, but I don't know who put this giant dangle on here, but that obviously does not belong. It probably should have another one of these stones. It's not likely that I'm going to be able to find that replacement stone, so I have to make a decision. I have to decide if I'm just going to leave it as is with the giant ugly dangle on it, or if I can possibly find a marquee-shaped AB rhinestone that I can put on there, so at least it would kind of keep in with the integrity of it, or if I should just take the big dangle off and sell it as is. I've never seen this one before. I think it's absolutely beautiful. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think I should, what should I do with this piece? Sell as is, take this off, try to find an AB rhinestone to go on it. Not quite sure what to do with that. So those are the only things that I found today. But as far as repairs, one of my viewers, I think it was Lee, thank you Lee, mentioned in my last video that this bird was quite possibly a Takahashi bird, and I think it is. And she thought, well, it's very much worth repairing. It was just missing a pin, and I've never done a pin repair before, so it was fun. I didn't film it, unfortunately, but all I had to do was spread these little parts of the pin hinge apart and find a pin that would be the proper length, stick that in there, and clamp it back down, which is what I did. So I actually had an old pin from a piece of broken jewelry that fit perfectly. This is a functional brooch now. So that was one thing that I did. And then the other thing I have a viewer who wants to purchase this little guilloche enamel piece. It does have some wear on the enamel, but in my last video I said it would make a really lovely bracelet, which I think it will. So what I'm going to be doing is turning that into a bracelet. So basically, this is sterling, and I tried to find sterling parts. I have some sterling little rings, but I don't have a sterling clasp, so I'm going to have to use a stainless steel clasp. But I'm just going to measure it out. I basically just need to take it off right here and put a clasp on. So maybe I'll do that right now. I've got this big old scrap pile of silver. I went ahead and I found a piece in here that had silver little jump rings. And measure it again. Oh, that should work just fine. It is a bracelet. Really cute. So that one, I believe, will already be sold. That's it for today. Thank you, as always, for watching. And if you have not already subscribed, please do so. It really helps the algorithm if you leave me a comment. So I really encourage you to do that as well. And I will see you in the next video. Have a great week.